Prince Harry's visit to Britain next week, timed around the World Child Awards, is more than a diary entry. It's a collision of anniversaries and emotions. The meeting with King Charles, as it happens, will fall just after the anniversary of Diana's death and on the eve of the third anniversary of Queen Elizabeth II's death. In other words, memory and grief hang over the encounter before the two men have even entered the same room. According to reports, courtiers have been shaken by Harry's alleged list of demands: full taxpayer-funded security for his family, press management from the palace, and Meghan to be treated with the deference due to an HRH, with bows and curtsies included. This is an extraordinary ask, not least because Harry is still in litigation over security with the British government and lost his appeal earlier this year. These demands, if true, look more like preconditions than olive branches. Charles, ever conscious of legacy and reconciliation, reportedly wants peace. He knows that monarchs who fail to heal family schisms become remembered as weak. Yet William is said to believe the meeting is a terrible idea, and here we see the generational divide. William, shaped by a sense of duty and protective of the monarchy's dignity, will not indulge what he sees as his brother's theatrics. Harry, by contrast, appears to be treating reconciliation as a transactional negotiation. The date itself is treacherous. September the 8th is bound up with mourning for the late Queen. For Charles to devote time to a fractious son risks criticism that he's politicised grief with private family drama. At the same time, Harry cannot ignore the echo of Diana's anniversary just 10 days earlier. His mother's death remains the emotional baseline for the feud with his father and his brother. There are two possible outcomes. One is that Charles and Harry meet briefly, exchange warm words, and Buckingham Palace releases a bland statement about private family matters. The other is that the demands and counter-demands cause the meeting to collapse, leaked bitterness into the press just as the royal family should be uniting in remembrance. Either way, the shadow of William's refusal to engage will underscore the divide. The irony is palpable. Harry, who speaks so often of wanting security, seems unable to offer any sense of security to his father, his brother, or the monarchy itself. Charles, who speaks of wanting peace, may find that reconciliation with one son only deepens the estrangement with the other. The anniversary of the late Queen's death was meant to be a solemn occasion of unity. Instead, it may become a reminder that the family that she held together is still adrift. I think this is a great sadness. I look forward to the reconciliation between Harry and his father, and eventually between Harry and Prince William.
The ongoing royal rift has been a topic of intense discussion, and Professor Tim Wilson has decided to weigh in. His insights echo a sentiment felt by many. It's time for the palace to stop offering excuses and delays and provide Prince Harry the opportunity for real reconciliation. Professor Wilson suggests a long overdue peace summit between Harry and King Charles, an idea that has been widely welcomed. The silence from the palace has been cold and unyielding, and this call for a face-to-face dialogue seems to be the only logical step forward. Let's take a moment to reflect on the reality of the situation. The one making the effort has been Harry. Time and time again, he has extended an olive branch, expressing his willingness to forgive and reconcile. Yet, each hand he extends is met with resistance, stonewalling, or outright rejection. Professor Wilson's call for a peace summit isn't a radical idea. It's a simple suggestion that brings to light what many have been thinking. The king needs to sit down with his son and talk. Harry has shown goodwill, going as far as having his team meet with palace aides in London to initiate the process. This is a significant step that underscores Harry's commitment to peace, not division. And let's not lose sight of what Harry is asking for. He merely wants security for his family and respect for Meghan. These are not outrageous demands, but the bare minimum. Yet there seems to be a refusal to grant even this, keeping the feud alive and well. Harry continues to exhibit maturity in the face of this adversity. His actions are those of a man seeking peace, not perpetuating conflict. It's time for King Charles to rise above palace politics and listen to his son. The silence from the palace is deafening, and many believe it's high time for a reconciliation. History will remember who truly tried and who stood in the way. We watch, we wait, and we stand with Harry. It's evident that Harry has been the one extending the olive branch. From the onset of this royal rift, Harry has been the one making strides towards reconciliation. His actions, his words, his demeanour, everything points to a man who yearns for peace, not division. Just take a moment to think about the various ways Prince Harry has shown his willingness to reconcile. He's been open and honest about his feelings, repeatedly stating that forgiveness is not only possible, but actively sought after. He's said, time and again, that he would love nothing more than to mend the fences with his family. But each olive branch extended, each peace offering made, has been met with resistance, stonewalling, or outright rejection. And it's not just words. Harry's actions speak louder than any statement could. His team met with palace aides in London in an attempt to start the process of reconciliation. They sat down face to face, expressing their desire for peace and unity. This is no small feat. It's a monumental step that shows Harry's commitment to peace, not division. But what's truly remarkable is that Harry isn't asking for the moon and the stars. His requests are far from outrageous. He simply wants security for his family, respect for his wife. That's the bare minimum, not a demand. Yet the continued resistance and refusal to forgive from the other side is what keeps this feud alive. In the face of such adversity, Harry stands tall. He continues to show maturity, grace, and an unwavering commitment to peace. He's not clinging to bitterness or resentment, but extending a hand of reconciliation time and time again. Harry's continued efforts highlight his desire for peace, not division. He's done his part and then some. Now it's time for the other side to step up, to rise above palace politics and give peace a chance. After all, if reconciliation doesn't happen now, history will remember who truly tried and who stood in the way. Despite Harry's clear intentions, there remains a stalemate, an impasse that's been drawn out far too long, a family feud that has captured the world's attention not for its grandeur but for its raw and very human struggle. A struggle that's been marked by a lack of forgiveness, a refusal to reconcile, and a stubborn resistance to change. Harry has been the one extending an olive branch again and again, showing a willingness to mend fences, to bridge gaps. He's not asking for the moon and the stars. His requests are simple and grounded in the basic human desire for safety and respect. He seeks nothing more than security for his family, for his wife Meghan, and for their children, a request that shouldn't be considered outrageous or unreasonable. Yet, it is met with a wall built from years of resentment and misunderstandings. On one side of this wall, we have Harry reaching out, ready to forgive and move forward. On the other side, we have a refusal to let go, an unwillingness to forgive, a stubbornness that keeps the feud alive and the wall standing tall. The beauty of Harry's approach lies in its simplicity. He's not demanding any grand gestures or dramatic changes. He's asking for empathy, for understanding, for respect. He's asking for the chance to protect his family and ensure their safety. And yet these requests, these basic human rights, are met with nothing but resistance. In the face of this resistance, Harry stands tall, a picture of grace under pressure. He displays maturity, patience, and resilience. He's shown us time and time again that he's not willing to let bitterness and resentment guide his actions or cloud his judgment. Despite the hurdles, despite the setbacks, he remains committed to peace and reconciliation. He's shown us that in the midst of a feud, it's possible to rise above the fray and choose the higher ground. In the face of resistance, Harry displays maturity while others cling to bitterness. The call for a peace summit by Professor Tim Wilson is a call for reason. A peace summit in its essence is a meeting of minds, a platform where grievances are aired, misunderstandings are clarified, and bridges are built. It's a place where forgiveness blooms and reconciliation begins. It's a place where peace is not just a distant dream but a tangible reality within reach. This is exactly what Professor Tim Wilson is calling for, a peace summit between Prince Harry and King Charles. A summit that could pave the way for reconciliation, for understanding, for a family to heal their wounds and move forward. Let's not forget, Prince Harry has already done his part. Despite the resistance, despite the rejection, despite the cold silence from the palace, Harry has consistently reached out. He has made it abundantly clear that forgiveness is possible, that reconciliation is within grasp. He has shown his willingness to talk, to engage, to heal. His team even met with palace aides in London, a significant step in the right direction. This shows Harry's commitment, his dedication to peace, not division. His efforts underline his desire for a united family, not a divided kingdom. Harry isn't asking for the moon and the stars. All he seeks is security for his family and respect for Meghan. These are basic rights, not outrageous demands. And yet the feud continues, the bitterness lingers, the rift widens. Harry has shown his maturity, his willingness to forgive, his readiness to reconcile. He has done his part. He has made his move. Now it's time for the other side to reciprocate. Now it's up to King Charles to rise above palace politics and listen to his son, to meet him halfway, to extend the hand of reconciliation, to put family above all else. Because if reconciliation doesn't happen now, history will remember who truly tried and who stood in the way. The ball is in King Charles's court. It's time for him to make his move. If reconciliation doesn't happen soon, history will remember who truly tried. Let's pause for a moment and consider the potential fallout of this royal feud. The stakes are high for all involved, especially in light of their public roles and responsibilities. The royal family, a centuries-old institution, could face an erosion of public support if this rift continues to fester. Without resolution, the family's legacy risks being marred by a narrative of division and discord. The royal family has always been seen as a symbol of unity and continuity, and this ongoing feud threatens to shatter that image. Furthermore, the consequences extend beyond the palace walls. The public is watching, the world is watching. The royal family's actions and decisions are under scrutiny, and their response to this situation will undoubtedly shape public perception. A refusal to reconcile could be seen as an unwillingness to adapt, to learn and to grow. What message does it send to the world if a family, particularly one as influential as the royal family, cannot find a way to resolve their differences? How can they advocate for unity, peace and understanding if they themselves are so visibly divided? Prince Harry has, time and again, extended an olive branch, shown a willingness to reconcile, and demonstrated his commitment to family and peace. The ball, as they say, is in the other court. The world is waiting to see if the royal family will rise to the occasion, put aside differences, and work towards reconciliation. The consequences of not doing so are clear: a legacy of division, a weakened institution, and a tarnished image in the eyes of the public. This is a crucial moment, a turning point that could define the royal family for generations to come. We stand with Harry, who has shown that he's more than willing to mend fences,